the way they have used the word caution, it kind of makes you pause. So there's a specific psychology that you always pause or always take attention to that specific aspect that sounds danger, or that's a very basic human psychological, you can say, response. What is your usual process of creating or writing a Facebook ad copy?
That's a good question. So, I like to find the value points of this product or service, um, find some kind of hook to engage those people. Maybe it's a question, maybe it's like a testimonial quote. But basically, I'm trying to find all the different value points and really stack the ad copy with as much value right off the bat as possible, and just really keeping it simple and full of value, and maybe asking a question or getting them a little bit intrigued so that they're interested enough to read all of those value points.
That's interesting. That's interesting. So usually, what I recommend is I recommend having you can say a different column of the painkillers. What I say is an extremely necessity part of your product that people cannot live without, and then there is, let's say, add-on, something that people is like good to have. It's not necessary, right? So I try to create a different columns or keep them separate, and write when I'm writing copies, I try to kind of keep each of the aspect differently. So for instance, one of the feature like ability to share a video, or let's say ability to share this particular video on Facebook is a feature, but it's the ability to share it, let's say, with your all the followers on your Facebook. That is a great advantage. So I think I also try to keep the differentiation between the benefit versus the actual value that specific feature is providing to the people. But yeah, Josh, having said that, there's an extremely difficult thing that comes into picture when we start writing Facebook ad copies. So I feel is you need to understand what the product is, right? So what I wanted to understand is, before writing any kind of ad copies, what are the top three questions or top three things you would recommend to the audience to keep in mind? And I'm saying this on the agency perspective with also because there are some digital marketing agency owners who are here. What are the three questions they should ask to the client so that their favorite Facebook ad copies can be even better?
So kind of going back to the last one, it's really important to understand the value that this product or service provides. So understanding the different value points is crucial. And then really trying to understand the different types of people who would be interested in this product or service and in those different value points. So, one person might like that something is fast and cheap, while someone else might like that same product is also, made in America or in India, or it's possibly that it's just free shipping, even could be something that some people are really interested in, but others might not. So I think understanding all the different types of people that would be interested, so that you can go and find those different audiences, and then speaking to them differently, because they're not the same person. They're not looking for the same thing out of that same product or service. So they're looking for that different angle, and it's really important to speak to them in that specific angle.
All right. So that would be like one thing. So I think the point that you did mention was, let's say a product can have 5 different use cases. So let me put just Vaizle in the context. So it is also valuable for the agencies. It's also valuable for the brands. It's also valuable for the influencers. So what you are suggesting is, when I'm taking all the 3 different personas and 3 different use cases, I should create copies differently. And my question should be, what are the different use cases that my product or service that I'm trying to create an ad for?
Exactly. Yeah. And then what would get that person excited, and then talk to them specifically in the way that they would get excited. What matters most to that type of person, and that's how you should write that ad copy.
Can you give specific example, because I know that this question is extremely important, so I just kind of wanted to add context to this. So let's say you work with Dr. X, right, and you were able to like do amazing for them. So can you give me some examples as to on the product side, what are the specific benefits to it, and how would you suggest like going for different value proposition and creating copies for each value proposition?
Yeah, so Dr. Axe sells a lot of different types of supplements. So, one supplement has different use cases. It can be good for, maybe having a little bit more energy, and that same supplement could also, um, you know, maybe someone's really interested in the fact that it's a really high quality supplement. So some people are really interested in getting that energy. They feel lethargic, they need that energy. You should talk all about how great the energy is to that person. But for maybe another person, they want to make sure it's a quality supplement. They want to make sure it's made with good ingredients. And so for that person, you need to talk all about the ingredients, the quality, the process, to make them understand the true quality of that product, and maybe not even talk about how the energy affects you, or the energy aspect of it.
What I'm going to do, I'm going to share my screen, and an ad copy is going to appear on your screen. So I just want everyone to just write, let's say, one point that they liked about that particular ad copy. All right, that's one. Secondly, after Josh, 1 or 2 minutes, I'm going to want your opinion or your observation on whether that ad is great, and all the points that you feel are you can anticipate about that particular ad. And here is an ad from J Crew Careers. So Josh, what do you feel is about this ad? What do you feel are the good points, or what do you feel that they could have improved?
Yeah, I think it's a good ad. One thing I really like about it is that they are tying in every single element of the ad into the same place. So the ad copy above, we're hiring for the holidays. And then the lady is wearing this red and white sweater, which kind of represents the holidays, kind of represents Christmas. And in addition to that, kind of represents their brand, the kind of clothes that they wear, the kind of clothes that you'll find at J. Crew. And then the headline, caution, working here may cause joy. That's a clever way of tying in that same holidays topic that the ad copy and the imagery is all showing, but getting straight to the point of, you're going to like working here. It's an enjoyable experience. And so it's really simple, it's really direct, but it actually is really tied together well, and you still understand quite a bit from this ad. So I like it. It's simple, which I'm a fan of, and I think the target market would understand the excitement, the interest from this.
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, what I really like here is the one point that Manpreet mentioned in the chat. I think every answer out there is amazing, but what Manpreet really said is the use of the word caution. So, just keeping everything aside, I think just coming on the idea of using the text, Josh, I think your answer is amazing. I just like to add the idea that the way they have used the word caution, it kind of makes you pause. So there's a specific psychology that you always pause, or always take attention to that specific aspect that sounds danger, or that's a very basic human psychological, you can say, response. So I think the way they have used the word caution here, it makes you pause and want you to read this thing. And once you read it, you see that the end sentence ends in joy. So I think the kind of response that they're creating for the user by reading the copy is extremely amazing. So I think the title itself, the title of the ad itself, is going to get them a lot of clicks on this specific ad. So thanks to all the audience who joined tonight. And Josh, thanks so much for being a part here. I think it was a learning experience for me as well as the audience out there. And definitely, let's maybe do a follow-up session. And I think everyone will be having a great of learning from the event tonight.
Sounds great. Yes, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Definitely. So, guys, I'm just going to share the profile link of Josh, the LinkedIn profile link of Josh, and my LinkedIn profile. So, in case you guys want to connect with me or Josh, you can directly reach us out on LinkedIn.